It's the place to be, you're gonna get to know. Restaurants and movies appear, amusement parks and ocean piers, boardwalk built and loved by family. Atlantic City's face, a changing place, time to lead the way. You wanna see the old become the new, remember yesterday. Rolling chairs and trolley cars, Ferris wheels and movie stars, boardwalk built and loved by family. Atlantic City, my hometown. Atlantic City, world's playground. Atlantic City star shines near and far, you can see its glow. You get some sand in your shoes, shells in your hand, it's the place to go. Beauty pageants and parades, cotton candy taffies made, boardwalk built and loved by families. Atlantic City, my hometown. Atlantic City, world's playground. Atlantic City, my hometown. Atlantic City, world's playground.
Hello, welcome to the Postcard Show. We come to you each Sunday at 10:30 a.m. on WWAC TV, where we flip up photographs and postcards of Atlantic City to show you its history, the development of the Atlantic City famous beach, boardwalk, trains, lifeguards, you name it, hotels, piers, beaches, panoramas, trains, airplanes, etc. I'd like you to turn on your VCR, call a friend, let them know. We've been on the air about 2 years now, and we appreciate everybody with their cards and letters and phone calls. And we are here in another show. We tape 52 shows year-round. Right, start your VCRs and tape this stuff and watch it back. Learn about Atlantic City. We're going to try to remember to mention what is where. We're going to show you a picture and then we'll tell you what's there now. That's what we're going to remember to do. Well, that looks like the Hygeia Pools right there. Rhode Island to Victoria Place, Metropolitan to Massachusetts, and the Hines Pier. A empty lot. It's before 1944, because after 1944 this pier was wiped out. There's the Garden Pier and the Breakers, St. Charles and Steel Pier. That's from an airplane, assumably. That's from an airplane. We have that one. On the boardwalk. They're on the boardwalk in Atlantic City at Maryland Avenue. As you can see here, it says Persky's Studios. That's where the Perskys had their photography. States Avenue and the boardwalk. To the Miss America Parade? This is probably the Miss America Parade gone down the boardwalk. Floats. The Taj Mahal and Showboat are right here now. Very good. All right. Gonna have to show you one on a different angle. There you go. That's Atlantic Avenue between Kentucky and New York. I think that became the Kensington building, am I correct? Yeah, and it probably became Galula's clock That's true, and this here was the Anchor Bank with the land.
Right.
This
is the ocean side of Atlantic Avenue.
That was Kensington. Did you say Kensington, right?
I think I said Kensington.
Okay. Here's, what's that? North Carolina and Arctic.
That's North Carolina and Arctic. This is the gas station that was there.
Here's Tennessee
and Atlantic. It's the old City Hall.
Yeah, up to 68. Falling down.
Oh, you have to hold them up.
That's right. Look at that one.
That's North Carolina and Atlantic. There's the trolley going east.
Now that's without the
oh, that's Pennsylvania. This is the Preston.
Okay.
Jack's place. Jack Portak's bar was in here years later.
What's this, some kind of swearing in at City Hall, or?
That's the back of City Hall on Bacharach Boulevard, and that's the back entrance there for some reason, and they have a crowd. It may have been swearing in the mayor or something on them steps.
Okay. And here's the stomach crowd.
There's the police department.
There you go.
There's the officers all up for a class picture.
That's pretty good. Same picture again here, or a different picture. Same kind of
picture. Kind of picture. That's their firemen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This says police relief.
Yeah. Hold the picture.
This one says police relief. Same picture.
Apparently it's different classes, different years. I can't read the date.
All right.
Who's this?
Whoever.
That's one of the
fire guys.
Chiefs or fire guys, I guess. Chief of police.
Boardwalk.
Yeah, what street? That's the Shelburne in the background, so that's got to be from Missouri to Arkansas, because there's the Shelburne.
I think I used to get pizza in that place on the left, where your thumb is now.
We're here.
Yeah.
All right, this is Funcade and Pennyland and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, billboards and things like that.
There's the diving horse after it splashed through the water and came up.
Probably with Miss Hackney.
Oh, the girl's over here, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. She probably got knocked off the horse.
Hey.
What's that?
Frankie Avalon.
Here's Frankie Avalon, huh?
And the guy on the left, a police officer, looks familiar, but I can't get his name right away.
Frankie Avalon, that's who we're talking here.
All right, what's wrong with this picture? Anybody can figure that out?
What is wrong with that picture?
Something's funny there.
Miscellaneous. Oh, I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. It's It's a fake picture.
Okay.
Yeah, $1 Million Pier would be right here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no $1 Million Pier,
$1 Million Pier. It's a touched-up Lee Harvey Oswald double-shadowed Earth picture. Life magazine. What's that?
That's the main part of Atlantic City, right?
Right. Yeah. How about the Blenheim here? How about that?
That's a pretty good one, eh?
And the Claret's behind it, yeah.
Okay, here's the new Sphinx.
There's a modern Sphinx with 1,000 rooms and hot and cold running water.
No, 500 rooms.
500 rooms they had?
Sure. I remember you needed 500 rooms.
I remember you could drive in here and the front desk was way in the back underneath all the superstructure here, and you came out and their parking garage was over here.
That's laid out all goofy now, huh? Pennsylvania Avenue no longer particularly exists, right?
This is the Strand, yeah, that's now the floor of the casinos right here. The
resorts, right?
Right, resorts.
Sun International.
This is Taj Mahal on this side, but that's the seaside.
Way back when.
Right, the guy that invented postcards owned the seaside.
Okay, and all the great stars and heroes and everybody would come to Atlantic City, like this guy.
That's right. We used to swim at Montpelier Avenue on the beach, and we used to frolic in the water like all day long every other weekend with this guy.
That's Joe DiMaggio, right?
This is my brother Anthony, and Joltin' Joe DiMaggio, Mr. Coffee, the Yankee Clipper.
57?
1957. We were swimming at Montpelier Avenue with Joe DiMaggio all the time.
Hello.
I remember taking the picture. His bathing suit was yellow. He was holding his towel. I remember that completely.
Here's another famous Atlantic City landmark.
There it is from, what, Tennessee Avenue.
Looking towards it.
Here's the Space Needle. You'd get in here and ride it up.
King of Marvin Gardens, right?
Yeah, King of Marvin Gardens starts out with them in there, I think, or... Yeah, I think it is the King of Marvin Gardens. There's another shot of it from the boardwalk. It's almost up at the top on this one. This would be Central Pier. What they call it, the Sky Tower? What did they call it?
The needle, right?
Space Needle, yeah, or Sky Tower or something like that.
Well, and here's a great fire.
Right, what fire is that?
What hotel you got there? That looks like the Breakers. With Virginia.
Yeah, the St. Charles and the breakers in the back. This must have been this fire at St. Charles place. I don't know.
Well, you got me. Now, here's one we want to concentrate on just a little bit.
Okay, what's that?
Well, you tell me, what do you think it is? Anybody got an idea? It's not the Albany Avenue Bridge. You see that?
Oh, that's the Dorset Avenue Bridge. Coming into Dorset Avenue here. There's nothing. No ice cream parlor. No nothing.
That's nothing.
No Skulls Marina. No Frank Kelly's house, isn't it? What's this here? Derby, right?
I don't know. There's nothing in Ventnor Heights there, huh?
Right, that's Ventnor Heights. Nothing in it. How about that photo? That was neat, huh?
This must be somewhere uptown now. Somewhere uptown?
I guess that's where the fish all come in on Rhode Island Avenue.
Fish for what? For the hotel?
Fish for Hackney's, yeah. They had a shot of Hackney's.
Had a reunion, did they not?
Yeah.
People that worked there had a big-time reunion.
What is that, 50, 51?
Yeah, 52.
52 Chevys, yeah. Show how Captain Starnes sat out the end.
Captain Starnes and Hackney's, huh? Here's
Captain Starnes. Look at that.
Whew.
This is where you got on all the boats here, yeah.
Look at all the parking. That's next to Garwood Mills, right? They used to...
Garbage Mills, they used to call it. The transportation companies here. See the bus?
I certainly do.
There's Garwood Mills.
Okay, now we're going to have to scale down a little bit. Did you like them?
Yeah, they were nice
pretty
pictures.
good. What do you want to do? I can show you a bunch of smaller ones, just a little smaller. Let's see if we can get the range on this. Move your hand. Try them in there. Maria's helping us out. Hey!
All right, that's back in the 1850s.
Yeah, I have to thank Mary Hagen for these.
All right, that's the Trainmore.
That's the Trainmore?
That's a wooden Trainmore. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Look at that.
I'll put them up.
Here's the Windsor goes on this side of the street.
And you name them.
Okay.
This one here you won't know. What's that?
That's the Shelburne.
The Shelburne? You think
that's the Shelburne? Yeah.
All right, stay tuned.
Okay, that's the Shelburne.
We saw this one on a larger one before.
There it is. Look at that. There it is. That got bombed out. That 1944 storm really ripped that Heinz Pier up, didn't it?
It sure did. This is the pier that it wiped out, right?
Wow.
Right here.
Right here.
There it is.
Let's see it again wrecked.
See it again wrecked?
Yeah.
Wrecked?
Woo.
Unwrecked.
Yeah.
Okay, here is the Germany's finest hour till it got to New Jersey and we blew it up. I mean, it blew up.
This is about an hour before the Hindenburg got to Lakehurst. This is the Hindenburg. You can see the Nazi swastikas on the back. And ironically, it's over the breakers in the St. Charles, two of the biggest, largest Jewish hoteleries in the East Coast.
Didn't take long for that to go, eh?
Here's the Hindenburg. They got up there. Somebody shot at that.
All right, where was the Dude Ranch?
Connecticut in the Boardwalk or Rhode Island? No. How to be Connecticut in the Boardwalk?
Floor shows.
Dancing, yeah.
Eating, dancing.
The Dude Ranch.
Hello.
Now there's a picture of Hackney's you never see. Look at that. Here's the Hackney's little pier there. Here's the jetties. Here's Main Avenue. Here's Curtis Aircraft.
Fantastic.
Curtis Aircraft, and then Starnes down the end. How about
where
that?
The planes used to take off.
Right, here's the seawall out here.
Okay, and here's what they did there. I heard about the history of this. Tell them.
Well, this boat here was built right in and incorporated in the Starnes restaurant.
When they remodeled from the Inlet Hotel, right?
Right, when they remodeled, they dropped the Inlet Hotel and built this Starnes restaurant, and they built this boat. The judge that owned this boat was the guy that did or did not prosecute all the bootleggers. Not bootleggers, but rum runners from Rum Point. And actually, this is the boat that went out and smuggled all the booze into Atlantic City, so all the hotels had liquor.
Drunken and boating.
And the judge gave the boat up, and they incorporated it. They made a bar out of it and incorporated it in the front of Starnes, and actually it was the rum runner's boat. The judge let everybody use it. And the Driscolls, the Driscoll family, their two brothers, Driscolls, had something to do with it, and the judge put them both in jail.
Hello.
And that's how we'd ride down Starnes. You go down there, and a guy with a harmonica, an accordion would play music while you rode around the ocean in this Captain Starnes book.
I hear you. And the $1 Million Pier being missing from that other photo that was like a fake photo.
Yeah, it was a fake picture.
Had Miss Atlantic City 3 in it, the jet boat. And there was a Miss Atlantic 2, right? There's 2
both
and
of
3,
them.
right.
Miss Atlantic Cities. They really ripped, didn't they?
Yeah, they sure did.
That ripped too.
Okay. And we're going to put these pictures up, and we hope you enjoy them.
There's Main and Atlantic Avenues.
Main and Atlantic. Or Adriatic, huh, maybe?
No, right at Main and Atlantic. Here's the Euclid and Dewey place.
Yeah.
What is it? St. Catherine's to Euclid?
Yeah.
Those apartments that are right up at Main and Atlantic. I saw the kids in the inlet playing there.
Okay.
That was a heck of a shot.
Could be the former mayor there, huh? Maybe, you know? Who knows? There's where the train went through Maine.
Cut through Rhode Island and Bay Avenues, and it's heading out to Captain Starnes, cutting right across.
Doesn't matter. There's another
the Terminal
picture.
Cigar Store. This is Arkansas and Atlantic. I think Bond Liquor was in here, and that's where they sold
liquor.
I forget what happened. No, next door was what? Sears and Kent's towards Missouri. So Missouri to Arkansas.
Okay. Now that's right here then, correct?
Right, there's the Terminal Cigar. Then it became Sears and Roebuck and Kent's Restaurants. Years later, this became a Ricky's, and this became Perone Hall, and this became this
Kent's.
is the bank, and well, Kent's, yeah.
Yeah, Kent's Restaurant, Ricky's Church. It became a church or
It became a church at the end, and they made a couple
The
million.
Moose owned it, right? Atlantic Avenue during a snowstorm with a trolley and some cars.
North Carolina and Atlantic. Here's a trolley coming right at you.
Okay. So, winter? Summer? Who knows?
That's Pennsylvania Avenue. That's the trolley. Most of those pictures that we showed before became these postcards that you're looking at now.
Oh, good.
That's Kentucky Avenue.
Well, that's the electric building at Kentucky.
Right. That's Kentucky and Pacific heading towards the boardwalk. Now this here, we have the Atlantic City residence for the Ford Motor Company. I think what happened, as long as Ruffey was the mayor, the Steel Pier had a Ford exhibit. I think when Ruffey and them ceased to be mayors, the politics changed and General Motors went in there. And most of the Atlantic City people, including my Uncle Charles Lockney, somewhere in here, we found out that they were protesting that Ford Motor Company was removed from the Steel Pier. Now across from the Steel Pier, there was the Jackson Building. This is it here. This is where the Virginia Theater, Trailingers, Planters, Peanuts, situations like that. One of these bars, Pinky Kravitz was the bartender in when he was a young guy. But the Jacksons, they built the Steel Pier on this side of the boardwalk. So you can see this is from like Presbyterian Avenue to Virginia, from Virginia to Maryland right here. The Jacksons built Steel Pier. That's who they are.
Steel Pier was doing so well they had to enlarge it.
Right.
Pretty good, eh?
They had to enlarge the side on the Pennsylvania Avenue side. They had to extend the decking and make the pier larger. That's what happened there. When I was a kid, you could still go up the boardwalk on Easter Sunday, and you could go horseback riding. That's what the beach looked like. Here's the horses in front of the Shelburne, the Busby Pavilion. That's the way it looked eastbound. You can tell it's winter when the chairs go from the boardwalk to the ocean because the sun changes, and it's not a southern exposure, it's almost a eastern exposure. It shoots straight up to the east.
Let's go to Atlantic Avenue.
There's Atlantic Avenue in front of the Hollywood Theater. This is Wallace Furniture. On this side was the Embassy. I mean the Hollywood and the, what was
No,
this?
the Hollywood and the Embassy were in the middle. They moved the center.
The Center and the Hollywood, and then the Embassy went on the corner where the bank
They were
is.
right next to each other, fella. The Hollywood and the Center were right next to each other. This is the corner here, Wallace is. Or the
Oh,
Anchor
so the
Bank.
Hollywood Center like that?
Yeah, and then down the end was the Embassy, but they moved the Embassy across where the beach was.
Okay. So then you have New York and Atlantic.
Yep. Concentrate on the front photo,
I'm
man.
trying to. I'm getting rid of that.
Yeah. Do you? Okay. Go ahead. What do you got?
Well,
The
there
Embassy
it is.
Theater on the corner after it moved from across from the beach area, right?
Right. It used to be the Embassy over by the beach. The beach became the beach, and the Embassy became the White Tower even afterwards, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Work it.
There you go. Where's that? You don't know?
Yeah, I know. I gotta figure it out. Hold
I say it's
still.
Indiana Atlantic.
No, it's Illinois and Atlantic. It's the paddock.
Oh, yeah. Hello. You
So
got it.
that's Martin Luther King and Atlantic when it was Illinois and Atlantic. As the tragedy took place outside
Yeah, I know,
this.
a friend of ours and people we grew up with.
Guy we went to high school with got murdered on that corner for no reason at all.
He was a police officer, too. It took 30 years to solve the crime.
Sonny Burke. Took 30 years, man. The guy that did it's in jail.
Right, we went to school with him.
Right. This was widened, and now it's widened right up to about here. Singer was in here in the funeral parlor.
Oh, it's all new now.
Right. Illinois and Atlantic in 1959 when they finally widened it.
Okay, there's that beach theater you were talking about next to the M.E. Blatt and Litz building.
Right, there's the Vienna restaurant was over here. Dial Shoes or National Shoes was over here.
Right.
Alpines or
Whatever.
High Malin. Money in there?
Oh, no.
M.E. Blatt. This is when it was Litz, though.
Yeah, man.
This is the late.
Hello. Here's that Frankie Avalon guy again with Terry John. Oh, no, that ain't
No, now we're in the 60s. I think this is Frankie Avalon and that, isn't it?
I'm not sure who the lady is, but I know it's Frankie Avalon. That is Steel Pier.
Right. Every show, every star in the United States I saw from this balcony here. From everybody. You name the star, Jerry Lee Lewis, the Everly Brothers, Bill Haley and his Comets, Ricky Nelson. I saw everyone right from here.
Let's see if anybody can zero in real close on this one, and you may see yourself. I'm sure that's a local crowd on the pier, maybe in the 30s, 40s.
This is Atlantic City Residence Day in the music hall. Look at how long that theater was, and these balconies were down the side, very long. You'll see older postcards we had where it was open air, and you looked out onto the beaches, and then they enclosed it.
And they had a marine ballroom all the way out the end.
That's a Miss America pageant. You can see the runway coming out to here for Miss America back in the 20s and 30s.
On Steel Pier?
On Steel Pier. That's where they held it. After Garden Pier, they took it to Steel. And then it wound up in Convention Hall after 1929 or 30. But that's the ballroom. That held a lot of people, a quarter mile out at sea.
And they used to dance, too. There's a dancing.
Right, that's dancing to the big band dancing. Gene Krupa and Jimmy Dorsey, Tommy Dorsey bands, all those bands out on the middle.
Grace Hawn, Charlie Hawn.
Right, there's everybody from the 30s, 40s, and 50s out here.
With them wool coats, huh?
And who remembers this shot?
Hey, hello.
Uh-oh.
The diving bell.
There it is, coming up, and that big flush doy, they'd bring you up, man. Boom, you'd be up. Here's everybody watching the diving bell here. Here's the Marine Ballroom behind it. When the pier got wrecked, they finally brought it from here, and they put it over here.
Yeah, from the Midway. You could get on there from the Midway.
Right, you come right out the door. I think that's the television program, Joe Grady and Ed Hurst. All these people here from Lonnie's Den. We had a dance club. We all danced on the pier, Lonnie and us, and everyone.
Yeah, Ann King and the people from the Southeast Inlet.
Everyone from Vermont and Rhode Island Avenues up there.
Holy Spirit and Atlantic.
Ann King, Ruth Barlow. You had Farmer, you had One-Armed Billy.
Here's that teenager. Here's that teenager.
There you go. Who's that?
Dick Clark.
There's my man, Dick Clark.
I may have been there that day with the Sorrells.
We were. Terry Johns is right out here, and I'm over here. This is Dick Clark introducing Ricky Nelson.
Whoa, at the end.
Right, and then they show Ricky Nelson.
Hello, they show Ricky Nelson.
From the balcony, way in the back,
man.
and if you can't zoom in here, but Ricky Nelson's right there doing his guitar thing.
No kidding.
And I watched it from the balcony, the second show. But the first show...
You mean you got a picture of Ricky Nelson doing his show on Steel Pier?
Here's Ricky Nelson.
I see him.
Can you see him right here?
Yeah, right there. There he is.
And here I am, right out here. Right here. The second show, I went all the way back there to the balcony to see.
Didn't see.
Bummer. Don't do that. I couldn't see anything.
Man.
I had a groovy spot right here, and that was the end of it. I also saw Dee Dee Sharp doing the locomotion from here, the Real McCoys, the Rolling Stones, Badfinger. You name the group. You went to Steel Pier.
I
you
even
saw
liked the Tony Grant little theater.
That was a group.
That was fantastic.
What's that? That's when they couldn't get Ricky Nelson off the pier.
Scared them, huh?
They were petrified. They had so many people on the pier, they thought the pier was going to collapse.
It was rocking. It was
This is me right over here.
Are you serious?
Yeah. My mother brought me up there to see Ricky Nelson. They got him in this limousine, and they couldn't get him off the pier. They could not get this car off the pier, and they were panicking. Because the girls and everybody was all, you can see it, they're all around the car. This is me right here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yes, right there. I saw the Rolling Stones up there. I saw everybody up there.
Hey,
this is the Walendas.
For real?
It was before they fell.
Oh.
But this was them. You can see the Heinz Pier and the Garden Pier and the breakers and the St. Charles. That's how far out at sea you were, if you can imagine this. I always used to watch that show up here.
Yeah, it must have been great, even in that Garden Pier Theater. That
Look
must
at
have
that.
been one heck of a theater there, huh?
Isn't it wild? Way out at sea, too.
You have a pier, and behind it's 3 hotels with about, how many thousands of people can stay in that hotel?
Well,
this is the 60s. Look, Bobby Rydell.
Right, that's how it came
Brothers,
about.
Dick Clark, Fabian, George Goebel. They were stars. Look, August.
Lonesome George.
Yeah.
The Everly Brothers I saw there, they were great.
July, August, and September.
Yeah,
of what
there
year?
it is. 1956, 57, right back there.
Wow. And horses were out there in the farms before they brought them into the pier. That's Lonesome Hearts.
This is the woman that trained all the horses. This is the girl, is it Jake French's wife's sister, that the movie Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken was from. She went blind, her cataracts got, from hitting the water so much.
Smashed.
That's where they kept the horses offshore.
Hello. And then there was the storm of 44, which you hear so much about.
It's the 1944 hurricane. Here's the trolley on Virginia Avenue.
And the piers and everything junked up on the street.
Everything on the street here. This is where Buddy's Bar was. That's where, when you see Burt Lancaster shoot that guy in the movie, it's right at the foot of that ramp.
That was billiards and stuff, huh?
There were billiards and there were roller coasters on the roof and everything
The
else.
exit to the theater, and then they had to rebuild a tunnel that goes under the pier, right?
There's the tunnel, if anybody remembers it. You went under here to get onto the pier, to deliver anything to the pier, to go to WFPG, where the voice of South Jersey, Ed Davis, worked up here in FPG along the side of the pier.
And if a car was coming out or coming in while you were going out or coming in, you had an opportunity to pull to the side under there?
They had a right lane over here where you could get out of the person's way that was coming back down. We used to go there at night and park 2 cars under here.
And the trains used to leave for Ocean City there, if you can read backwards. You got any hieroglyphics?
Right. Here's the train that left for Ocean City. To Ocean City. Here's the train here. I found out the conductor's name. It was Tom Foley's father. That's who drove that particular trolley or train.
Yes.
The Oceanic Gift Shop was over on this side before you went up the ramp to Frailingers.
Well, Tom did a show on these photos. The same lady that lent us these photos
Right.
is also the same person who lent him his photo. There's the pier broken in 2.
There's the break in 1963 when the barge broke loose uptown and went through here. I don't know where the barge came from. They never explained that live.
Boom.
It wrecked the pier here. It took the diving bell with it.
Midway.
Right, took the whole midway out. You can see it from here to here.
Well, you
That
could
was
get lost on that pier, eh?
1963, yeah. It was
Here's
beautiful.
up the side of the pier, the other side, Virginia
That's the
Avenue
other side where you sunbathed on the side. The rock jetty came out here. That rock jetty was built in the 1890s to back the railroad cars, the lumber up to build the pier in the first place.
And that beach chair concession owned by Jake Barab is where we started out.
Right here.
Umbrellas and...
Right, we ran this concession here. Now the Taj Mahal sits right over here. All this
takes it all.
is Taj Mahal, yeah.
Isn't that something? Here's the boat, the steel pier, the boat.
The SS Steel Pier used to pull alongside the pier and they'd fill it up with people. Then they made a cardboard silhouette of this and used to put it out by Delilah Road. As you came in the White Horse Pike, you'd see it out there.
If you tape these shows, you can freeze frame on these photos.
All right. Here's
Frailingers.
Planters, Peanuts.
Well, Abe's went in there.
Right, Abe's went in here. Frailingers, that's Virginia, and the boardwalk.
And here's a little earlier.
That appears to be
The other
down
way.
further.
That's the
This
$1 million
is the $1 million pier.
Okay, that's pretty good, eh?
All right, that's when Hammett had it. Here's a camel guy. Call for Philip Morris.
Yeah, that was cute, wasn't it? I like that all the time.
All right, this is Kentucky and the boardwalk.
Hello.
Yeah.
Kentucky and the boardwalk.
Taylor pork roll.
And we're going to throw up some more here. There's the...
Kentucky and the boardwalk as well, with the Traymore in the
There
background.
you see that Taylor's pork roll?
Yeah.
Always stopped in there.
Taylor's pork roll was a groove. Onions,
that's
relish, ketchup, and mustard all in the same thing, right?
Well, what we want to do is thank everybody for tuning in. We have just a couple minutes left, and what we want to do now is thank those who help us get our new time and ad out there. And Greg Weintraub from TV Atlantic has graceful enough to do gratis for us. And if you see that ad, that's a good TV book to know what's coming on. And what we want to do is thank him and this individual. The individuals who put that in the paper for us are helping us get our time and place across again to the people. So if you know anyone, you can call them and tell them about our new time, same station, 10:30 a.m. every Sunday. You can learn about the history of Atlantic City. We have 28 straight minutes of postcards and photos and the development of Atlantic City. And John and I go through this every Sunday. It's pretty good. And
Tell all your friends. We're at 10:30 on Sundays now.
yeah, tape the programs, freeze frame them. I'm growing my beard back. I don't know how long it's going to take.
And where do we get a picture of that?
Yeah, that's why we stay off screen. So.
New York has its lady, San Francisco the Bay, Paris has its tower, London its queen. The town I was born in might change from old to new. That's something I must tell you. I've got sand in my shoes. I'll never leave Atlantic City. I'll never go too far away. I'll never leave Atlantic City. On the boardwalk, the song, people come every day, take in the salt air, walk on its beaches, might ride in rolling chairs. When they look at the brand new, think of the old days, things they used to do. Atlantic City, my hometown, I won't forget Atlantic City. I'll never leave and